I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item up is roll call. All 5 members are present. Next item up is the recommend the minutes. It's approving the minutes held from the 13th. I make a motion to approve those minutes and final warrant. Motion made. Question. Second. All by Kelly. All in favor. Next item up, Kelly, there is the park moratorium.
Yeah, so we sent, we had a mobile home park moratorium. That's set to expire on June 25th, 26th. Oh, what am I supposed to see here? 23rd, June 23rd. So the new law doesn't go into effect until I think July 29th. So I would like to work with legal to redo an extension to this moratorium to August 1st. I would propose we do.
I'm sorry, should
I would propose we accept that.
the motion? Motion is
Motion
made. Do I have a second? What was the motion? Motion is that we extend the moratorium until August 1st, so that the new law can kick in effect. Motion is made by Sue, seconded by Kelly. All in favor? Next item up.
So in your packet, which I just finished today before the meeting, I pretty much did a mobile home park committee report for the town council. So I shouldn't have to read it all, but I can. So pretty much the mobile home park committee was established to serve as a fact finding and mediation body between the mobile home park residents, park owners, and the town. The committee's goal is to identify challenges, improve communication, develop practical, legally sound solutions to ongoing issues affecting the residents and park operations. Since its formation, we've had 4 meetings. The committee has held multiple meetings and gathered input from residents, park representatives, stakeholders, and community members. The findings below summarize key issues. Since it's been formed, Hidden Meadows entrance has been paved. I believe Breen down here has been graded and worked on, and there should be a dumpster now. They never had a dumpster before. So
Down in the back that says no dumpster yet.
there's no dumpster yet? Okay, I'll check with Mark.
Thing done. They hadn't managed to mow the lawn like, oh,
Okay. I'll he told me that was all gonna be done last week, so I'll follow up with him tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. In Kennebeck's Park, they were having some sewer issues, so that's been resolved. I know they did have a water issue and were without water for 3 days, but that I believe has since been resolved. So things we've discussed is rent increase and affordability, water billing, and utility transparency, which I would like to work with the individual residents themselves to make sure that their water meter is up to date and it's not in the park owner's name. I mean, the meter should be in the individual's name. And then the park's not even gonna get a water bill or a sewer bill. It's gonna go to the individual. Because I think what's happening is there's some confusion on who owns what, and the park owners own some, and the water's in their name, and they're getting double, triple billed, and it's crazy. So I would like to work with them on that. We talked about maintenance and infrastructure deficiencies, health and safety concerns, lease ownership and management issues, communication and governance challenges, some committee actions to date, collecting resident documentation, emails, lease, billing records for review. Nothing was turned into me. I initiated a SWOT analysis for both the residents and the park owners. Nothing was turned into me. We did spend the last meeting reviewing the LD 2231 and its local implications. Conducting community outreach through park representatives and meetings. I had heard that a couple of the park representatives that are on the committee weren't going back to the parks and relaying the information. We did talk about homestead exemption. I think 3 or 4 of them turned it in that weren't on homestead exemption. Tenants' rights and protections. We are developing, I had Nate, our code enforcement officer, and our planning board develop a mobile home park ordinance based on health and safety issues and what those maintenance responsibilities are for around the individual residence trailer versus what the park owner's responsible for in the community area, in the common areas. So that has, it's with legal now. Our planning board has drafted it, it's at legal. We're hoping to have a first reading by June 10th. So at the next meeting, I'll try to get eyes on that to you guys soon. Yeah, so, I mean, we've identified some serious and systematic challenges affecting the residents, including affordability, infrastructure, communication breakdowns between park owners, the park maintenance crews, and the residents. At the same time, the committee recognizes the importance of balanced, lawful solutions and respect both residents' needs and property rights. The last meeting, emotions were running extremely high. We had 2 of the park representatives raise their voice, very unprofessional, profanity, spoke very disrespectfully. The homework that was given to the residents, again, was not done, not handed it to me. They're not bringing solutions, they're only bringing demands and complaints. I did voice my extreme disappointment regarding the article in the Morning Sentinel. That only brings negativity to the town when we're trying to do something positive. And I was very upset about it. The MPA and also the Waterville State Rep both attended the last meeting. And I do realize that it is a public meeting, but there's too much outside influence, I think, happening. The committee itself is too big. There's, again, high emotions. I feel it's not productive use of my time. You know, I'm recommending that the council extend the moratorium to August 1st, which we are, and that we dissolve the committee immediately because LD 2231 has an annual increase once a year, just CPI +1 built in with mediation. So any other LD that the town has adopted, shoreline zone, land use, whatever else, we've never made it more strict. We can, but we've never made it more strict. So why would we start now? That's all I have. I know there are some committee members here today, so I don't know if any of them want to speak or not.
Comments and questions up here?
I was extremely disappointed with the beginning of the meeting. I was personally and swore at and yelled at. And told I didn't have a role on the committee, went on and on and on, and nobody stopped there. It just was allowed to continue until he threatened to leave and everybody begged him to stay.
Well,
So, no, the meeting was not run very well.
the 2 that were disrespectful have removed themselves from the committee. So
I personally, as the chair for the council, would like to thank you for all your hard work, and I know this has been mentally and physically draining on you. We've talked numerous times, and thank you for the other committee or the council members for allowing us to do this, to have legal get involved. And I know it has cost the town a lot of money. And to do it legally and do it lawfully. I mean, we have to do it legally and lawfully. So with that being said, I just want to Kelly, thank you so very much for all your hard work. And I really do. Anybody from the committee want to talk? Randy?
I fully support her recommendation and agree with everything that she stated.
Thank you.
I also want to thank Kelly for going way above, you know.
That was my first time ever.
Can you speak up?
That was my first time ever going to a committee meeting, and I did not expect to walk into that. I was like. I honestly thought somebody.
The other meetings weren't like that. That was the first meeting that it was like.
I was like, Bron, is it like this every time? And she's like, no. I was like, thank God, because I did not expect that at all. But I just wanted to go because I was not getting relayed the information to sit and ready at all. So I'm like, I at least want to know what's going on. And then when I asked if they were going, they said they weren't going. So I wanted to go, but I did not expect to walk into that at all.
I didn't either.
That kind of baffled me a lot.
Yeah.
I was speechless.
I will say I've never had that happen in a committee meeting, so I wasn't quite sure what to do. What not to
I just
do.
thank you guys for a
And-
good time for this. You see, at least understand kind of where some of us are coming from.
You know, I think we'll get a lot more done if you come directly to us, to me.
And I relay everything to my heart people. I'm like who everybody calls, so.
Like make motion to just continue the meeting or to motion we want to vote
It's up
on?
to you guys. I voiced my concerns and what I would like to recommend.
As of now. I'll make that motion. Motion made second by Sue, all in favor? Opposed? No, there you go. Thank you. Next item up, town space discussion.
So it's been brought to my attention, that we do have, forms available for people to fill out who want to rent town space or use town space. Those really hot days, I guess there were several groups from outside of Oakland that have came to the parks. I just don't know if, I know during COVID, we had our parks for Oakland residents only. Only because there was a lot of outside traffic coming in from out of town and they were leaving trash and weren't respecting the space and taking up space that Oakland residents could use. I kind of want to get ahead of it. It's supposed to be a hot summer and we're gonna do a lot of work with the boat landing. It's gonna be a lot of machinery down there. That might not get as much use, but I'm worried about Pleasant Point. I don't know if we wanna charge $5 an adult for out of town people.
Remember, we were in the budget committee, a guy had brought that up and says, you know, maybe we should charge, if we're gonna put down, say, $40,000 worth of asphalt over there near the cemetery,
Yeah,
and then we have to, we said in the young lady goes down there, and I'm sorry, but she goes down and picks up trash. I see her in the morning at
proof.
yeah, Prudy going down there at 5:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning. She's down there picking up trash. She had 2 trash bags in the back of that little SUV, right full of trash.
Yeah.
And we have to pay her.
Yeah.
I think, and I thought that was a tremendous idea. If you're not from Oakland, come on in. Go ahead, go swim, take in and go fish, do whatever. I got stopped the other day going home and the guy says, you know, he says, I wanted to get down here and sit down and the picnic tables are all used, and he said, these people are not from town, you know, and they're all down there talking, and he says, are these all people from Oakland? I said, I don't know, sir, I haven't wandered down. He said, but I bet they're not. He said, I don't recognize any one of these people down here. And so, it just, I think we ought to get ahead of it too, I really do. I wonder if we shouldn't start, and someone's like, well, talking to my wife, and she's, well, how would you monitor that? pretty simple. You go to Popham Beach, you go to Reed State Park, and you stand there and say, I'm sorry, coming to the beach. Go ahead, Dana Wrigley, have a good day. I'm sorry, sir, who are you from? Where are you from? Can I see a vehicle registration? Show a vehicle registration, you're from Waterville, Winslow, and I don't care where they're from. Maybe RSU 18 people come in from Oakland, Belgrade, and Sydney. Maybe you don't narrow it down, but and I'm not trying to hurt Waterville or Winslow. They're more than welcome to come. But I'm just saying, the parks are a nice place for our people.
We've put a lot of money into our both
Because
parks
people, I mean,
in the last.
the concert night is wonderful. Look how many people come in there. You know, and people going to get entertained and, you know, our ATV trails are beautiful. You know, we've really done a lot for the town people. So I think we ought to preserve that. That will deter some people from coming in. Chief, if I'm wrong, tell me. We had a problem down here at Pleasant Point. We got broke into down there. But there's always problems down there. You guys are down there chasing people out at night, you know, and in the afternoons, and, you know, they're throwing trash. And very disrespectful. They got no skin in the game like all our Oakland residents got lost skin, sir.
Well, 10 or 15 years ago, we did have an officer sit in Pleasant Point for a summer. And majority of people were from out of town. We were only letting in, and that was just one summer we did it. That's my recollection. And we were only letting Oakland residents in. It didn't last very long, but I'm not saying it has to be a police officer. I don't think it should be.
No, I
So
think
gives
it's,
a long message.
we get a couple
But,
kids.
yeah.
So,
Adults.
Chief, just made me think about that. So, just a thought. We have school resource officers.
Mhm.
Now, during the course of the day, do you have two people on? And just throwing it out
Yeah.
there. So maybe one goes over there and monitors and helps our high school boy who's sitting over there, high school girl sitting over there, and goes back in, goes back on the
On
field,
days
just
that we have.
make sure they go in a couple
On
times a
days that we have
day.
three on, sure.
What's that, sir?
On days that we have 3 officers on,
Yeah,
if we do with the school resource officers, we could certainly bounce that back and forth.
you know, I mean, but ask you, and I'm not saying it's not a great source of, you know, but to me, I just think it's a good idea to ask them. Can you swing in there and check on that young man down there? Can you swing and check on that young lady down there?
Absolutely.
I just think it would save the town some headache and some money. And because we're picking up a lot of trash. You know, I went down there the other day, went by, and one of the porta potties was tipped over. And it was 4:45 in the morning, and I stopped and jumped it back up and, you know, because it looked like trash. It's just, what a shame. You
We
know,
had a lot of porta potty vandalism last year.
Yeah.
A lot.
and it's already started this year, and I mean, I drive through there in the morning and you see trash down there, diapers, come on, people. You know, and the kids are starting to swim down there. Yes, I know down here we're gonna have a lot of work, but if they're working down here, where are they gonna go? I'm not trying to cut people up. Waterville's got their own pool. Winslow's got a pool.
Yeah.
Sure.
So how many places are we talking about? Cricket Point,
Pleasant Point
Pleasant
Park
Point, I'm sorry.
and the
And the
waterfront,
boat landing.
probably the waterfront park, that's it.
I think the problem. I think because there is both federal and probably state money. that was
Involved.
used at the boat landing. You can't. You can't make a rule that only Oakland people can use. I think it's different. The Pleasant Point, I think that was
We own
all
that.
our money.
Yeah.
We can do just about whatever we want, but once you accept federal and state money. I believe that's still the case. At one time, that was the case. And I believe it probably still is.
I can look into that.
Can check with somebody you like to check with.
Who would I check? Yes,
I didn't get my hand up fast enough before we moved on to this item. And I just wanted to ask a question for clarification about the last item. Is this an okay time to do that? Quick question for clarification.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to make sure I understood correctly that the town council does not intend to act any further on the lot rent ordinance. Is that correct? That would go with the dissolving of the committee. I just want to make sure I have that right.
There's a new law coming out, right? The LD 2231.
Yes, so
It's
you do
effective July.
not intend.
We're not gonna override their law and their rule.
Lot rent ordinance that we brought for Oakland.
Correct.
That's correct. Okay, thank you.
So you're gonna check on that. Kelly,
My only concern about the boat landing, other than what Bob had said, is increase swimmers in the cemetery. That will happen.
Yeah.
They'll use the cemetery as a boat, as a swimming place, and I don't see that happen.
No,
Yeah.
well, we own the cemetery too, so.
We drive to that frequently. I haven't seen that.
yeah, the chief drives them out of there quite often.
Yeah,
It happens.
Oh, yeah, it sure does all the time.
we can.
But we can't post you down there for 24/7, so.
Do we have any sign that the boat landing on time of day, they have to be out of there between?
I think it's dawn till dusk,
Yes,
Is that what it says, dawn till dusk?
and we're redoing all the
I was wondering if
signage.
we'd had
there.
any complaints from the neighbors about people being there late and tipping over the outhouses and different stuff.
not at the boat land, to the best of my knowledge, no.
Is that right?
I mean, I know there's cameras at Pleasant Point now. There's cameras at AJ's, but I don't think they go far enough. I can see if we can maybe get a couple for. Throwing the
The only
gazebo.
cameras down there to Oakland are the ones in the gazebo,
There are cameras in the gazebo.
just so you don't destroy it, carve it up. Ma'am,
And I guess my other question would be, on music nights, how do you patrol people from not swimming? Cause they're not all open residents that go
Oh,
to music nights.
I was
Are you gonna
thinking
allow
like
them on
10
Sundays,
AM
not on
to
other
4
days?
PM, like it wouldn't be. Dawn till dusk.
but with so many people around at that time, you're not gonna have a lot of vandalism and a lot of garbage and. You know, on music nights, so. But good question.
There's a lot of other towns, summer people probably there at the music thing.
Yeah,
too.
it's a great thing.
A lot of them plan on it, being there.
Yep.
I don't know, just throwing it out there. I just see. Issues going to happen, I'm just trying to prevent them. But
So if you can look in to see about.
I'll look in to see about the state and federal money.
I got a quick question for the chief. If I can. Yeah, you guys, seen explosion of used syringes and stuff, any about public places? Like a lot of the other towns have, like Waterville, got.
No more than usual, we have that quite frequently, but I haven't, I mean, I know that. The town crew was cleaning up a bunch the other day. I mean, we have that fairly regularly, but I wouldn't say that increase necessarily.
But we are getting a lot of that, you know, from now.
We always have, yes.
What was the question, George? I couldn't hear you. You were.
Just wondering how many reports that he's getting of the used syringes on the ground and stuff from
Oh,
addicts.
okay.
And we do have forms where they can rent out the gazebo for weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this room's here, like this room here and stuff like this, do we?
I think they go through Dave Coughlin to rent this, and they go through Jess Pierce to rent the Cascade Room. There's no cost, but I'm wondering if there should be a cost for. Outside of Oakland. Right.
Maybe as a way around to dissolve some of the issues. You could set a limit and say, if you have more than 5 people, then you need a permit or a fee or something like that. I think the problem, that a lot of people are seeing is when there's large groups that are coming from out of town and using it all day long. I know when I patrol down there, I've seen large groups down there and a lot of music and lots of people, so maybe you put a limit on how many people, and after that, they need a permit and a fee.
10 or more.
So,
I think last year, Kelly, you had Aaron from the recreation department. Kind of watching Pleasant Point and see what he had for concerns about. Outsiders and trash and all that stuff, and I'm not sure if he works with the chief on that, but he come back and. Told us of some of the issues they were having there, so I would think you wanna. Maybe have him be on the alert for the next couple of weeks and come back to our meeting and. See what he's seeing around at public places. He kinda runs them.
Good.
And I think if we're having a lot of problems, we need somebody there. And with a close connection, I don't think it might not need to be a full-time police officer, but they shouldn't be confronting anybody, but they should be there to call the police department if they have a problem. I don't think we want some young person out there to confront somebody and
By themselves.
get into a mess, but they can certainly call an officer.
Alright, Aaron.
Good questions.
Well, it seems like this is a situation we should continue to monitor.
Absolutely, I think as the weather gets nicer, people are gonna get out more, and that's when we're gonna see. Things.
Kelly, what else is, talk to transfer station scale?
Yeah, so our in-ground transfer station scale is currently working. But not well. And it is going to need probably a replacement of 60,000 or 150,000 to make it a drive on to scale, which I think we want to switch to. We have about 75,000 in transfer station scale fund. It's not broken now, so I just wanted to give you a heads up, but we would like to relocate the scale over towards the bulky, where that's what we're weighing. So why not make it close to where you're going to dump? And have the people be able to drive up on it, and so that we're not dealing with the ice and the frost and the stuff underneath the scale now, because it's underground.
If we end up having to replace it, if we put it on the other side of the scale shaft, the side could be open rather than have the whole thing down in a pit like it is now. But the land drops off out on that side, so, you know, it could be like a drive-on scale, because the whole side could be open on that low side.
We'd probably want to build some sort of tin structure over it, like
Certainly make it better.
to keep the snow and the ice and the rain out of it.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do anything now, but it's coming. Just giving you a heads up. We sent out 30-day notices for 248 unpaid 2025 taxes, property tax. They will be leaned on June 8th. We know how many we have now. I forgot to run the report. We're down to about 200 after the notices went out. We got postcards this year. They were cheaper than mailing a letter. So those went out, so hopefully that number can go down a little bit more. First Park had asked John Gardner, the Masonsky Streams Trail representative, found an abandoned encampment out on First Park property. So First Park, the executive director, called me and wanted to know if we could help them, so we sent out 3 guys with a skid steer and a dump truck, and they just pushed it all into a pile and got rid of it, so that's been cleaned up. That's not it.
Kelly, did you have anything?
No.
Sue, did you have any?
Oh, I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
I have one more thing, I'm sorry. State of Maine, Department of Environmental Protection. They're proposing an herbicidal treatment on portions of Messalonsky Lake. I gave you all a letter. This has been on Facebook, I guess, and then people in the vicinity of where they're doing the treatments, they are looking to do 4 areas: Blake Cove, Loon Cove, Juniper Cove, and Bangs Beach. So Sydney's gonna be affected, Oakland will be affected. I think Belgrade, part of that will be affected. Right now they have like a huge football field size of milfoil. I wanna say it's down by Loon Cove or maybe Blake Cove. But, so they're proposing doing it starting at July 9th. I wrote this guy a letter, John Beardren, which I haven't heard back from, but asking if there's any way, like, that is the peak of our season. Like, we live for summer in Maine, and to throw an herbicide in one of the biggest lakes in the area that could or could not affect swimmers. They're saying you can't water your plants for 3 days around your property or your grass or anything because it'll kill it. I've asked them to possibly punt it to end of August, early September. So waiting to hear back on that. I guess after 3 days, after the treatment's done in 3 days, everything's fine. You can go back to using. But a lot of people, and especially a lot of seasonal people, pull water from Mesalonsky to do their laundry, to do their dishes, to bathe. What's that do? You know, is that gonna cause a rash, an issue? They say it's safe, but I don't know.
You first.
You go first, yeah.
You first.
There is a public meeting on June 3rd at 6 o'clock at the Belgrade Center for All Seasons. I'm gonna try to go. But I had a very concerned citizen who's a seasonal person. He's from out of state, came into my office, and he was very upset. He's like, I'm gonna have 2 weeks, I'm gonna have, 6 grandkids and my son and daughter, and they're all gonna be here, and what are we gonna do if we can't shower and swim? And so valid concerns for sure.
And your comments, the timing is exactly right. So right after.
I know. This is our tourist season, like. And it's 2 days after the boat landing project starts, so.
Get a water for that. I won't be inspected. though.
No, okay. Yeah, that's all I got.
Mr. Nutting.
No, I'm good.
I'm all set.
The only thing I wanted to say is thank the maintenance crew. They did a phenomenal job. The cemetery looked tremendous. They really did. I thought cemetery looked very, very good this year. They're out there busting help, so tell them thank you from us. They look great.
Did you see the one on Lewis? Yeah. The
Earn garden.
urn garden, the walkway and the fountain. Yeah, they did awesome.
We have to come visit you there someday.
Kind of flowers you like.
You can't put flowers.
I had a quick question
Oh.
for,
What plantings?
I guess pretty much any member of the council. I did see something the other day, that the Waterville City Council has chosen to protect illegal immigrants over the funding that was gonna be needed to upgrade their communication systems. And I know that there was discussion some time back here that we actually rely a lot on that communication system for the fire department and the police department. And the communication system is so old that need to be upgraded. And there was a grant that was applied for. I'm thinking the grant was approved, but there's also a supremacy law from the federal government that says if you're gonna claim yourself sanctuary city, all federal funds will be frozen to your town for an indefinite period of time. Now, if that is the case, how's that gonna affect our police department and our fire department where they're relying on comms and that good communication and they're not getting it all the time right now?
So I talked to the chief on this, and chief has said he is already scrambling, trying to figure out how it's going to affect. Because we were part of that grant.
Yeah.
The fire department was part of that grant. So right now, instead of throwing everything that he's done out there, chief, I'm stepping on your toes.
You're after it.
So he's looking at it. There's no sense of telling everybody where we're looking and what we're doing. Because he has to scramble and look because of what they did. Yeah.
Because,
And
even the chief of police from Waterville actually begged the town council not to
Yes,
do
he did.
this, and they said, oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, and it puts firefighters and policemen in jeopardy if they can't communicate on radio,
that is
they need to.
That's exactly what we were talking about. When you see your police officers out there, thank them for their job well done. 'Cause our police officers do a tremendous job. That it, at this time, I'd like to enter into executive session for the 1 MRSA 4056F. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming in tonight.